Hello class, welcome back to our drama class. I am Alvis Perez, your drama teacher, and today we're gonna be learning a lot. We will have so much fun activities, and we're gonna be having a lot of engaging discussions. This discussion gonna be following after, but first of all, we're gonna be starting by looking at a short video. This video gonna be a YouTube video clip about an interesting story. You're gonna look at it, you will meditate on it, and after that, I'm gonna ask you a few questions. And this question gonna be leading us to our better discussion. Enjoy the video, and we are right back.
I'm with a New York job. Damn it, I'm gonna do it.
Oh, that's the spirit, Willie.
I will never get behind a wheel the rest of my life.
Changing, Willie. I can feel it changing.
Beyond the question.
Oh,
I'm talking about your father. There were promises made across this desk. You mustn't tell me that you got people to see. I put 34 years into that sperm hole, and now I can't pay my insurance. You can't eat the orange and throw the peel away. A man is not a piece of fruit. You're coming home this afternoon, Captain of the All-Scholastic Championship team of the city of New York.
That's right, Pop. And you remember, when I take off my helmet, that touchdown's for you.
I gave you an order. Don't touch me, you liar. You apologize for that. You fake.
but he's a human being. And a terrible thing is happening to him. So attention must be paid.
Will you let me go, for God's sake? Will you take that phony dream and burn it before something happens?
Dustin Hoffman in Arthur Miller's classic, Death of a Salesman.
Well, class, after looking at this short video, I want to ask you the few questions. First of all, have you heard, as how the short video mentioned, have you heard about the term American Dream? Everything leads us back to something very interesting. The play that we're gonna be looking at today is named Death of a Salesman. This play was written by Arthur Miller, who was trying to bring up this beautiful play. And this very team, we're gonna be mentioning a few teams. This very team is an American Dream or the American Dream. Think about it. Have you heard about the American Dream? And if your answer is yes, you could put your hands up and you could give your idea or what do you think or you believe is the American Dream. Muy bien. Exactly. That's excellent. The American Dream, with a little idea what is it, is something, is a desire that it was led in the latest 1940s or during that period of time in America when we was expecting them to develop a little more. It was a standard of living that the Americans had at that time. Here, for example, we have some quotes that Arthur Miller in this play, Death of a Salesman, effective illustrate the play's exploration of American Dream. For example, we have how Willie Loman's idealized the version of success based of charisma and popularity rather than a hard work. At that age, he was already having some issues by differentiating between what is reality and what's not. But these quotes that we're going to be mentioned just now in the play are the ones that actually highlight a lot of what is the American Dream or what he think it is like. So He said, walk into a jungle and comes out at the age of 21 and he's rich. So Willie had this idea of what is believed to be the American dream. For example, we have Willie believe in the power of being well liked and his admiration of his brother Ben. So in the place it highlights that he had a brother. There's a short play with everything that we're looking after is that he had an idea and whatever he thinks about it, he will pass it down to his family. So he has his brother Benz, who, well, he quick well exemplary his flawed understanding of the dream or the American dream, what he think it is. His son Biff, the first son, disillusioned about what his father, what was his father value, and his own lack of direction also is a evident situation where this quote that gonna follow is the one that actually highlights what he was feeling about it. The quote said, I mix up very bad. Maybe I gotta get married, maybe I gotta get stuck into something, maybe that's my trouble. I'm like a boy. So he was comparing what was his father's expectation and what he actually could achieve. Willie was expecting from his son Beef a lot. However, he wasn't he wasn't reaching to those expectations because at his age he should have been having already a family, his own car, his own house, his own job. It's a better job that he was looking after. However, he wasn't really able to make it or reach to his father Willie's expectation. Here are some key quotes that the relevance and the American dream theme is all about. Walk into a jungle and comes out at the age of 21 and he's rich. This quote spoke by Willie and his brother Ben encapsulate a little his idealized of unrealistic view of the American dream. He believes that success can be achieved quickly and effortless through the luck or charm. If you have good luck, you could achieve it. But it's not like that. At that time, the work that you had, it was a lot to do if you could achieve these things. As well, we have be like and you will never want. Take me, for instance, I never have to walk to wait in the line to see a Boyer. Willie Loman is here. That's all they have to know. And I got rich too. He thought that being well liked as, I don't know, is the key to success and relevance to his understanding. The business world and the American dream was all about how well recognized you are. But it's not about that. So, with this explanation, I believe we're gonna be a little into. I will be giving you some codes right here. So, the codes that we're gonna be using now, we're gonna be having a little engaging activity with these codes that we just highlight, and it's gonna be very fun since the codes that we have, we're gonna be using it as how it follows. After this discussion and the previous activity that I'm really, really happy about how you really get to complete this activity so successfully. So by knowing this, we have to match another theme that we just bring out after this discussion. And what is it? It's about the family. What is the family relationship? What is the family that actually they what kind of family do you think they have? It is a normal family, standard family. This is a complex family. And the relationship that they have between each other, how Willis have this expectation, how his wife trying to be a good wife actually trying to be at the standard as well that his her husband is having. If we having this certain level of dreaming, do you think she's gonna be able to achieve what he really wanted from being a perfect family to achieve the American dream? So this team leads us to another team that is the family relationship they have. This have family relationship. We're gonna be trying to do a little activity that is gonna be as follows. You will have to use in this whiteboard that will I will provide just now. You will be using this to match what is the relationship between this family. We have the family, and you will write a little quote of it about how or what is the main conflict that each one of these characters have in the play. For example, we have Willis, we have Linda, we have the first son, Biff, and then we have Happy. What you're gonna do is try to match what is the relation all of them have and what is the expectation they have in between. What are the conflicts? If, for example, what is the conflict that Willie have? His conflict is that he's trying to achieve something greater than what he could do. And as well, we will address the conflict, the internal conflict he have about the fight, about what he really think, what is reality and what is an illusion, what is let's say what actually was in the past. He don't really call differentiate between what is past and present. So these little details you're just gonna write it down. And that is the relationship that leads us to the next one, that is about Linda, what Linda actually going to be connected to Beef, how Beef is connected to his father again. And this little relation, we're going to be quoting it as how it follows. So with these guidelines, I believe we're going to be able to successfully finish with this activity. So let's go. Now that we finished with our activity, it was really amazing. We're gonna be going to our third team. What do you think is the team we was working on the first? Yes, we had the American Dream. After that, we have something very interesting that we just work on. Is the family relationship. But from this, I want to highlight something very important that we just look at. This is something very important. For example, we are seeing in Willis something that he cannot differentiate. He cannot differentiate what is present and what is the past. This conflict actually is one that is a center in the play. But we have as well that he cannot differentiate what is the illusion and what is a reality. Exactly. It's just what you're thinking. This is a team. What is illusion versus reality? So, to work on this theme or to try to bring out more from what it is about, we have to contrast what is the perception of reality that he have and what are the actual circumstances of his life. Let's have a little discussion. Willie Loman, he have this perception of reality that if he could be like how he was younger, he tried to bring up what was his dream, what was his goal, or what is his goal to his son Biff. So whatever he could not achieve on his very moment, he's trying to bring it up to his son, Biff. Biff with so much pressure as a teenager, for example, if he was at that age, if Willie was at that age, he could have been achieving so much. But because he's having this expectation to his son. This could have been leading us to other teams. But the teams that I want to be working at right now are just three, and the last of them is about the illusion and the reality he was living in. The reality is that he has so much expectation, and his actual circumstances are others. His life, for example, the family that he thought he could have been achieving to that expectation, himself was taking it to falling apart. His wife trying to mold the family together wasn't really able to do such because the father, who is the head, is the one who had most of how to feel. You cannot reach to an expectation that you know yourself cannot reach to. His son, trying to help him, didn't really have that respect or don't really have the values that his father had because of the deception he had about him. In these circumstances, we know that his life is actually opposite of what is the illusion he have, the great idea he have about it. So I will be showing you a little video, and this video gonna be explaining a little more about what is the difference or what is the interpretation you could get about the play and what is the reality of Willy Loman and what is his illusion versus reality. So let's look at the video, and then we're gonna be engaging to another discussion, analyzing a little what were the actions and what is the relationship between the action that leads to the failure of the illusion that Willy Loman had. So we're gonna be right back.
Death of a Salesman is a Pulitzer Prize-winning play written by Arthur Miller and first premiered on Broadway in 1949. It is widely considered one of the greatest American plays of the 20th century. The play presents a powerful critique of the American dream and explores themes of identity, disillusionment, family, and the human struggle for success and recognition. The story revolves around Willy Loman, a traveling salesman in his 60s, who has dedicated his life to the pursuit of the American dream. Willy firmly believes that success is achievable through charm, charisma, and being well-liked. However, despite his relentless efforts, Willy has not achieved the financial prosperity he desires, and he finds himself in a state of constant financial struggle and disillusionment. Willy's wife, Linda, is a loyal and supportive woman who always stands by her husband's side, even in the face of their financial hardships. The couple has two sons, Biff and Happy. Biff, the eldest, was once a promising athlete in high school, but his dreams of college and success were shattered when he failed to graduate due to a personal crisis. Since then, Biff has been wandering aimlessly and unable to find his purpose in life. Happy, the younger son, works in a low-level job and constantly seeks approval from his father. The play employs a non-linear narrative structure, shifting between the present and various points in the past through Willy's memories and hallucinations. As the narrative unfolds, it becomes evident that Willy's belief in the American dream has become a delusion that clouds his judgment and prevents him from facing reality. Throughout the play, Willy experiences flashbacks to key moments in his life. These memories, along with his vivid imagination, blend together to create a complex portrait of a man struggling with his past decisions and the consequences of his actions. Willy's desperation to achieve the success he believes he deserves, combined with the societal pressure to conform to the American dream, pushes him to the brink of madness. As the play progresses, Willy's mental state deteriorates further, and he becomes increasingly isolated and disconnected from his family. He becomes fixated on the idea of leaving behind a legacy, which he believes will redeem his failures and secure a better future for his family. However, his relentless pursuit of success ultimately leads to his downfall. In a poignant and emotionally charged climax, Biff confronts his father about the illusions and lies that have shaped their lives. Biff realizes that his father's obsession with appearances and success has damaged their family and prevented them from truly connecting with one another. The play concludes with Willie's tragic death, which he believes will be a means to provide financial security for his family through his life insurance policy. However, his death serves as a poignant commentary on the emptiness of the American dream and the destructive consequences of blind ambition. Death of a Salesman is a timeless and powerful work of literature that continues to resonate with audiences around the world. It is a searing examination of the human condition, exposing the harsh realities of the pursuit of success and the toll it can take on individuals and families. Arthur Miller's masterpiece remains a profound and thought-provoking exploration of the human psyche and the complexities of the American dream. Thanks for watching.
Well, Gus, was well done this activity. I love the way how you analyze the key things about the reality that Willie Lomas was living in. Was very deep, and I like the part that some of you bring up the relationship between what is the reality of Willie Loman and what is actually the illusion that he had. So I really appreciate the great effort that you have done. This leads us to our conclusion. So to summarize the key things that we already look at, we could say that we discussed about what are the different themes that we already look at. So the themes are a little of the review that we said. We have American Dream. We had very good family relationship. As well, we have the one that we just did is the illusion versus reality that Willie Loman faced. So this coming to an end. These themes that we just explored, we could say that we could reflect about them. Ask yourself a question. These themes are relevant to our everyday life nowadays. We could say the family relationship. Yes, it reflects on us day by day. Sometimes your parents have a little expectation about you because, for example, if they were doctors, they are teachers, they are great politicians, they are whatever they are. Probably they have a little or a lot of expectation on you. So the family relationship is a theme that we see in our lives. As a homework, I'm gonna um, allow you to write a reflection or something about the themes that we just look after. I already gave some examples about what is family relationship. That is an easy one, but you're still gonna be doing three instead of doing the two. So you're gonna be writing and you will be looking at your own life, reflect a little about what was or what is some of the characteristic of these themes that affects your life. So we have the American Dream. Probably instead of having American Dream, you will take the features of the American Dream and you will apply it into your life. Am I having any expectation? Ask yourself this question. Am I having anything that is actually greater than what I could achieve at the moment? You can achieve great things in the future, but in your actual situation, you might not be able to achieve certain levels. So, you will be using these themes to explore in your own life. Analyze it, write about it, and then in our next lesson, we're going to be discussing about what we just did as a homework. So, thank you very much for being in this class. I really like the engaging discussion we had. I will also recommend you to read the last scene of the play, because in our following lesson we're gonna be having a little more discussion about not only these themes, but we might gonna be addressing any other themes, because this play, Death of a Salesman, wrote it by Arthur Miller, it have a lot to do with not only themes, the characters have a lot to give us as an example of how we could be living. We have a lot to learn and meditate on these different plays. In this case, you're asked to collaborate in this activity using a polling tool. I will be sharing a link for you to be using this poll and vote for the one that resonates most within you. Before you leave the class, vote for the theme that most resonates with you. If you think was American Dream, if it was family relationship, or if it was the illusion versus reality. So if you choose any of this, you just go in and click on the button, and at the end of the lesson, we're gonna be knowing which one is the one that live within you. Thank you very much once more, and enjoy the rest of the day. Bye bye.